Exploiting an RCE not knowing internals of our target can take a lot of time. What if we can make this process more interactive? Let's find out. Hi and welcome to CTF School. Today we're gonna take a look at Health Check 1 challenge from the very recent Bolzan CTF. Description says there's an API that helps to see if challenges are down. But entering provided URL we can't see too much useful stuff. And even after quick recon of the website, there's nothing we can get a hold of. Normally I would never decide to use automatic scanners solving CTF, but description emphasized not to violate rules, and the rules section, unlike in other CTFs, did not forbid that. I've decided to use a popular tool named dirb. Dirb is a brute force tool trying to access every URL from the provided word list, and after a while I found that there is a /docs route that we can enter. Tried it and bingo. This API documentation explains that we can use /new endpoint posting a zip file that contains a file named run. It also says that the file will be executed every 30 seconds and the results of its execution can be stored in status.json file. It looks that we can use it to get an RCE. The problem is that we don't know anything about the server internals. We could try to prepare various run files, pack them into zips, wait 30 seconds for each and check the results to slowly discover more and more about this server. But in my case, I've decided to outsmart the author of this challenge and try my chances running a reverse shell to get more interactive access to this machine. What is a reverse shell? I'll explain it in a moment, but first I would like to send a big thanks to all my viewers. Very recently your engagement helped this channel to pass 1,000 subscribers mark, and it really makes me happy and motivated to create more videos like this. If you're not a subscriber yet, feel free to click the button below this video. You won't miss any new episodes and will have a chance to participate in CTF School community events, such as a little flag hunt I've organized last week to celebrate this channel's growth. And by the way, congrats to What the Web and Piotr for finding the hidden flag. You guys are amazing. Back to our challenge then. What is a reverse shell? Well, it's a technique allowing to initiate shell session with the target machine even if it's behind firewall or not. The idea here is that instead of trying to connect to the machine directly, we can use RCE and run a special command forcing our target to connect back to our netcat instance that is publicly accessible. As this is an outbound connection now, it does not require external IP, nor will be blocked by most firewalls. With such a connection, we can run commands directly on the target machine as if we would have an SSH session to it. Cool, huh? The only inconvenience with that technique is that we need to have a publicly available machine to run our netcat on. This means we either need to forward one of the ports in our home network, which for me, having a pretty advanced router is a personal nightmare, or get a cheap virtual private server, or VPS for short, and run our netcat listener in there. I'm using a machine that costs me around $8 a year. It's not good for any kind of production hosting, but to run simple scripts is more than enough. If you're into CTFs, then I recommend to make such a small investment. It really pays off. As I've mentioned, we need to craft a special command to make the target connect back to us. What command would it be depends on what's installed on the target machine. But the easiest way for me was to use a website called reverseshell.com. In here, we just need to type an IP and port we want to expose on our VPS, and then choose a reverse shell command we want to use. From my experience, mkfifo is the one that works on most Linux machines, so we'll go with that. As you can see, it already has our IP and port in the right place, so what we need to do is just copy and paste it into a new file we're gonna name run. Now this file needs to be packed into zip archive and sent to the /new endpoint. I'll do it using Insomnia client. It's a great tool that I'm using all the time. You can see more about this tool in one of my previous videos featuring right now in the top right corner. This time I'm preparing a simple post request and attach the zip archive containing our run file. Before we click send and make the challenge server connect back to our VPS, we need to start our reverse shell listener. To do that, we just need to copy command from the listener section of revshells.com and execute it inside our VPS. As you can see, netcat is now listening, so let's send our zip file to the challenge server and wait for it to connect with us. After just a while, we get a connection received message, and from that moment we can send commands to the challenge server. When connected, we can use commands like whoami or list files and directories. We can read system files and do everything that the user running a web application we use to get an RCE is permitted to. Let's explore this server. The flag does not seem to be hidden in the root directory, so let's see the files we can find going up in the folder structure. It seems that access to the parent directory is restricted, but how about its parent? Oh, the flag1py file seems to be what we're looking for, but unfortunately, we do not have permissions to read it. What we can read though is an application source code, and in background.py file we can see the flag1 module import. Interesting fact about Python is that its interpreter is compiling the plain text code into a bytecode when running our scripts. For the optimization purposes, this bytecode is then cached using PYC files stored in a special directory named pycache. Lucky for us, the flag1 PYC file has a different permissions than flag1py file. This one can be read, and printing it, we can see the flag. Nice, right? Especially that using interactive reverse shell, we've saved a lot of time. Thank you for watching this episode of CTF School. Subscribe not to miss new videos. See you next time. Bye bye.